We're now going to show you how to make lamb koftas. If you've already made other meals with the tortilla breads, then skip through that bit in the middle because we're going to start with the lamb kofta. Then we'll show you how to make the bread while that's cooking because it's dead straight simple. And this is a delicious, healthy meal. Comes in at under £3, and my gosh, it's delightful. It's delicious. It's the best. It's right up there with the best of the Ace recipes. Let's go and see what Emma's up to.
Right, so we are going to be making, as you've said, lamb koftas. Really simple. We're not going to complicate this for ourselves. We're literally going to pop 250 grams of minced lamb straight into our mixing bowl. We've also got some finely chopped red onion, finely diced.
About half.
Yeah, I probably actually used a little bit less than half now that I've chopped it up.
Okay.
And you're also going to be using harissa spice.
Yep.
So this is really simple. We haven't got any additives in here. We've got smoked paprika, tomato powder, ground pepper, dried garlic, a little bit of salt. Always be mindful with these, these seasonings that you're buying in the supermarket because they do have, some of them have added salt and added sugar. So just be very mindful.
Yep.
What
we tend to find is, believe it or not, the cheaper ones, the home brands, tend to be more pure than some of the ones that you see marketed and advertised on the television. They're cheaper and they tend not to have all the nasty stuff in them. But we were looking at, maybe you've seen the clip before, the 5 spices. The home brand supermarket had just the 5 spices, but the expensive one that you see advertised on the telly had those same 5 spices, but about 10 other fillers in there. So it really does pay to spend a little bit of time making sure you get the cleanest ones possible.
It's so true. So I've added also some very lazy garlic, something that we love, don't we?
Yeah, we do, because it works out at the end of the day cheaper. And this will last for about 6 weeks when you put the lid back on in the fridge.
So all I'm doing is I'm mixing it all up, and it smells amazing. Combining all those ingredients. I'm just going to pop my hands in.
Now you could put this onto a skewer, couldn't you, if you've got skewers at home?
And if you're using wooden skewers, always pop them in some water, submerge them in some water for 20 minutes before you pop them in your oven or on your barbecue, otherwise they're going to burn.
Yeah.
You're literally combining all these ingredients, and then once you're happy, you can literally roll them.
Oh, they smell great already, don't they?
I know, they're amazing.
And I guess you could put this in the oven or pan fry them?
You could pan fry them, or you can put them straight in the oven. We're going to pop them straight in the oven because we're going to be making our flatbreads.
Yep.
And then we're going to be adding these to our flatbreads. We're also going to be serving with some crunchy red cabbage, some fresh coriander, and some Greek yoghurt.
Ooh, sounds fabulous. And all this coming in at under £3. So you've got the health of the meat with the good omegas, you've got the red cabbage, you've got the red onion. This is a really super healthy meal. And my gosh, look at the price. Under £3, incredible.
I mean, I would, if you're having this on your own, I would make these as you are, and then keep a couple aside and have them tomorrow for lunch, or if you're serving this for 2 people, then this is a great amount. Really fresh ingredients, really high in protein, really low in carbs.
Yep.
I mean, you can't really go wrong, can you?
In fact, looking at that there, it's easy to do the sums, isn't it? And you've got 4 there. You could have, if you're really hungry, you might have 2 today. So I say just under £3. That's actually then £1.50. Take 2 to work the next day.
Yeah, it's, absolutely brilliant.
When we do the bread in a bit, I couldn't get 3 or 4 of those.
Oh, no way. No.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to reprice this one. I'm going to reprice it. I'm going to go half that. Say about £1.50, £1.60, something like that.
I think so. So we're going to pop this into the oven now. We've got it on 180, and we're going to pop it in for about 20 minutes. We're just going to keep a very close eye. We might just roll them halfway through, and then when they're cooked, bring them out, and then we're going to show you how to serve.
So they're in the oven.
Yeah.
You're going to chop your red cabbage. Are we having that raw or?
So you could eat it raw, but it is very chunky. You're going to be chewing, and your jaw's going to start hurting. Red cabbage is fabulous for your own homemade coleslaw, which we're going to do on another video, so we can link that. But I would probably just pop it in a pan. See, we've got our wok on, we've got some olive oil in there. We're just going to lightly soften it. And then this is going to be, it'll still be nice and crispy, not crispy, crunchy.
Yeah.
So let's just pop it straight into our wok.
Okay, so while you're just sort of softening those up a bit, let's cut to the clip we made earlier on of how to make the tortilla breads.
Doesn't require a lot of method, really. You're going to be grabbing yourself a glass bowl, a mixing bowl. We're going to be adding in our coconut flour. We've got 50 grams. We've got psyllium husk powder. So we have got, what was that?
You never need a lot of that, do you?
No, you don't need a huge amount of it. So we're just going to give that a little whisk together. We have got 15 grams, 15 grams of psyllium husk powder in there.
Okay.
We're going to be adding some sea salt.
Don't fear the salt. A little bit of salt is all. I mean, packaged food has too much in normally, but the human body is about 0.5% of salt, so we need salt to survive. So you tend to find when you go low carb that actually you probably, if anything, you're not getting enough salt into the diet, especially if in the past you're eating sort of packaged food. We're
going to be adding Greek yogurt.
Okay.
So we have got 50 grams of Greek yogurt. So we've got our Greek yogurt in there.
Yep.
We're now adding 15 grams of olive oil. Now this is going to stop it sticking in your pan.
Okay.
So you're not going to really need to grease your pan as well, which obviously makes life a little bit easier. And then we're also going to be adding water. So we'll start mixing that in. Psyllium husk obviously absorbs so much water.
Yeah.
So we're going to be adding in our
And you can get it, as we've got it here, as a fine powder. Sometimes you can get it a bit coarser as well. And I guess you just got to, it probably takes different amounts of water depending on how your psyllium husk gets delivered to you. But we're using the fine powder, which probably, if anything, might soak up a bit more.
It will.
This is all a case of playing it by ear, isn't it, now at this point?
You're creating a dough, okay? Yeah. So you want it to hold together, but let's just do this. Oh, how's that turned on? Look, we've got 150 grams of water, same as 150 mils.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's soaked up lots. And then what we're going to do is we've created that into a nice dough. It's tacky to touch, but you can pick it out and you can roll it.
Yep.
We've got 2 pieces of baking parchment, baking paper, just here. We've got a nice dough. It's a clean dough. It's not, it's not sticking to my fingers. Yep. And then...
It's interesting, no eggs in this one. I guess that's just because of the yogurt and the psyllium husk means that you don't need to use the eggs in this one.
Well, psyllium husk is also quite good at mimicking gluten in a recipe. So you don't need that flour, that added flour. Look, it holds together nicely. So we can put, we could pop that straight into the pan. Or we could pop that between some greaseproof paper and just
nice
flatten it out. Or you've got a rolling pin.
Because for me, it depends what you're going to serve it with, but the thinner the better, because if I'm going to try and use it for Mexican and for my friends that they've got a regular sort of tortilla, then for me it's got to be nice and thin.
Okay.
Wow.
So there we go.
Just the job.
So we can pop that.
And like you say, because the oil's in it already, no need to add oil to the pan.
No, not at all. So that just needs to cook on the bottom of the pan. You want it to cook until it's the underside is cooked. So you're going to get some really lovely kind of little brown specks, as you would with a normal tortilla. So you're just going to cook that, I reckon, probably 2 to 3 minutes each side. Then you're just going to flip it over, cook the other side, and then you can pop that straight onto a wire rack or your baking parchment and just continue until you're done.
And I reckon we're going to get probably 6 out of this. The cost at the moment is 75 pence for all 6 of them, which is just fabulous value for money. Of course, you can always click on the link above to find out what the latest prices are. But today, 75p. I think it depends on how big you make, or or how small you make, or how you dish them up. But around 6 portions, so great value. And we'll wait and see about the flavour in a moment. Well, that's looking good, Emma.
Yeah, so you can see it's browned nicely on the top. It does seem to puff up a little bit as well, which is lovely. It kind of gives it that flatbread or that pita bread type texture. And then you can see it's really easy. It's really molded. You can easily mold it. You can easily fill it, roll it
even more, and away you go. That is brilliant. Right, let's make a few more. So you've got the lamb back out the oven.
Yeah.
You've just finished making the cabbage a bit softer. What else we got? We've got a bit of lime.
We've got some lime juice. We've got some fresh coriander. We've got some Greek yogurt, black pepper, sea salt, and our wonderful flatbreads.
Okay.
So we're literally just going to assemble it all now.
Okay.
Now, I would suggest you have this as like an open sandwich, so you can pop this straight onto a plate, or 2 plates if you're sharing it with someone. Into here, we've got Greek yogurt. Just going to add our lime juice. We're going to add a nice amount of black pepper.
Good.
I really like seeing the black flecks in a Greek yogurt dip or something like that. I know some people don't, and the way to get around that is to use white pepper.
Yep.
And then...
Or get the pepper that's ground differently, really finely ground.
This needs...
Okay, I'll go and get the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so we've got some fresh coriander. We're popping our sea salt in here as well. A little bit of fresh coriander. We'll use the rest to serve. Give that a mix. Lovely, fresh ingredients. Okay.
Wow.
Now, it's up to you how you assemble. I mean, how do you have your scone? Do you have butter, cream first or jam first? It's a little bit like this.
Neither.
How are you? You don't eat your
Never
scones.
been a scones person.
Not even a low carb scone.
Even a low carb. Even your low carb one I haven't really tried yet. But I like that. That looks great that way around.
Okay, kind of messy. Looks good.
You were right, we didn't even need half of that, did we?
No, we really didn't. But we're just going to add some colour on top.
This is going to be one of the first things I cook on my summer holidays, I think. This just looks fabulous.
Okay, it's just, there we go, you can neaten that up. Teamwork.
Dreamwork in the teamwork, or is it teamwork in the
Teamwork
dreamwork?
in the dreamwork.
Well, we put that cabbage back in the fridge and use it for something else later, I think.
I reckon. So there we go. And then we've got our koftas here. So
under £3, this is definitely a meal for 2. Looking at this is definitely going to fill you up, especially if you've got through all of the cabbage. Wow, wow, wow. If you're really hungry, of course, you could have 3, take 1 to work the next day. It's all about making food affordable, convenient and easy. That's what Mrs. P and I am all about. And then a little bit of sort of garnishing over the top.
Extra coriander. Perfect.
That is why you're an award-winning chef. That just looks fabulous.